Welcome to Sophia Maladi YouTube channel.
Abstract Social Welfare and Women Empowerment Department. Announcement made by the Honorable Chief Minister, Rehabilitation and Protection of the Children who had lost both the parent or single parent due to COVID-19. Formal orders for implementation of the announcement, sanction of funds, orders issued. Social Welfare and Women Empowerment ISW 5 Department dated 11th June 2021. GOMS number 24 Pilava Vaigasi 28 திருவள்ளுவர் ஆண்டு 2052. 1. Press release dated 29th May 2021 on the announcements made by the Honorable Chief Minister. 2. GO number 87 Social Welfare and Nutritious Meal Program Department dated 5th June 2021. Read also 3. From the Commissioner of Social Defence, letter number 6570/B2/2021 dated 2nd June 2021 and 8th June 2021. Order. The Honorable Chief Minister has announced various welfare measures for the children who had lost both the parent or single parent due to COVID-19. The details are as follows. Deposit of 5 lakh in the name of the child who had lost both the parents due to COVID-19, and the deposited amount will be paid to the child with the accrued interest when he or she completes 18 years of age. A deposit of rupees 5 lakh in the name of the child who had lost one of the parents earlier and the other parent due to COVID-19. The deposited amount will be paid to the child with accrued interest when he or she completes 80 years of age. Preference will be given for admission in government homes and hostels for the children who had lost both the parents. All the expenditure, including educational fees and hostel fees, will be borne by the government up to their graduation for children who had lost both the parents. Rupees 3 lakh will be given to the surviving father or mother of the child who had lost either father or mother due to COVID-19 as immediate relief. A child who had lost both the parents and living with his relative or guardian without being admitted in any registered child care institutions or government hostels will be given a maintenance grant of rupees 3,000 per month till the child completes 18 years of age. In all the government schemes, priority will be given to all these children and as well as to the husband and or wife who had lost their spouse due to COVID-19 and living with their children. A district level committee will be constituted to monitor the financial assistance provided to each child, their progress in education, care, protection and development. In order to formulate guiding principles to appropriately extend the welfare measures announced by the Honorable Chief Minister, it has been proposed to constitute a committee under the chairmanship of Additional Chief Secretary, Finance Department, with the Principal Secretary to Government Social Welfare and Nutritious Meal Program Department, and representations from voluntary organizations as members. 2. In the government order second read above, orders have been issued constituting the committee to formulate a guiding principle to appropriately extend the welfare measures announced by the Honorable Chief Minister for protection of the children who had lost both the parent or single parent due to COVID-19 as follows. 1. Additional Chief Secretary, Finance Department, Chennai 9, Chairperson. 2. Principal Secretary, Social Welfare and Nutritious Meal Program Department, Chennai 9, Member. 3. Secretary, Welfare of Differently Abled Persons Department, Chennai 9, Member. 4. Commissioner, Department of School Defence, Chennai 10, Member Secretary. 5. Commissioner, Department of Social Welfare, Chennai 15, Member. 6. Representatives to be selected by the government from non-governmental organizations, institutions working for the welfare of children, Members 2. Point number 3. The above committee held its meeting on 7th June 2021 and after a detailed discussion and deliberations have formulated the operational guidelines for implementation of the relief scheme announced by the Honorable Chief Minister for children who had lost both the parents or single parent due to COVID-19. Point number 4. In the letter third read above, the Commissioner of Social Defence has sent a proposal to issue appropriate orders, financial allocation and a separate head of account to implement the announcements of the Honorable Chief Minister made in the press release dated 29th May 2021. Point number 5. After careful examination, the government issued formal orders for implementation of the announcement made by the Chief Minister for protection and rehabilitation of the children who had lost both the parent or single parent due to COVID-19 as follows. 1. A sum of rupees 5 lakhs only, shall be deposited in the name of the child who had lost both the parents due to COVID-19 from the Chief Minister's Public Relief Fund and shall be deposited in the Tamil Nadu Power Finance Corporation in the name of the child. The deposited amount shall be paid to the child with accrued interest when he or she completes 18 years of age. 2. A sum of rupees 5 lakhs only, shall be deposited in the name of child who had lost one of the parents earlier and other parent due to COVID-19 from the Chief Minister Public Relief Fund and shall be deposited in the Tamil Nadu Power Finance Corporation in the name of the child. The deposited amount shall be paid to the child with accrued interest when he or she completes 18 years of age. Number 3. Preference shall be given for admission in government or government aided homes and hostels for children who lost both the parents. Number 4. All the expenditure including educational fees and hostel fees shall be borne by the government up to their graduation for children who had lost both the parents. Number 5. A sum of rupees 3 lakhs shall be given to the surviving father or mother of the child who had lost either father or mother due to COVID-19 from the Chief Minister Public Relief Fund in the name of the child as immediate relief. Number 6. A child who had lost both the parents and living with his relative or guardian without being admitted in any registered child care institutions or government hostels shall be given a maintenance grant of rupees 3,000 per month till the child completes 18 years of age. Number 7. Priority shall be given in all the government schemes to all these children and as well as to the husband or wife who had lost their spouse due to COVID-19 and living with their children. 6. The government also approved the detailed operational guidelines for implementation of the above relief scheme announced by the Chief Minister for children who had lost both the parents or single parent due to COVID-19 as given in annexed to this order. The Commissioner of Social Defence is directed to follow these guidelines while sanctioning the financial assistance to the beneficiaries as well as other welfare measures mentioned in para 5 above. 7. The Commissioner of Social Defence is Repeat again. 7. The Commissioner of Social Defence is directed to send detailed proposals to Government in Finance CMPRF Department for release of funds to the eligible beneficiaries covered under para 5.1, 5.2 and 5.5 above from Chief Minister's Public Relief Fund and to deposit the amount in respect of the eligible beneficiaries covered under para 5.1 and 5.2 in the Tamil Nadu Power Finance Corporation and to give the amount directly to the beneficiaries covered under para 5.5 as immediate reliefs as per the guidelines. Number 8. The government accords sanction of maintenance grant of rupees 3,000 per month to the child who had lost both the parents and living with his relatives or guardian without being admitted in any registered child care institution or government hostel till the child completes 18 years of age. The Commissioner of Social Defence is authorized to release the above maintenance grant through ECS to the saving bank account of the beneficiary every month. 9. The expenditure sanctioned in para 8 above shall constitute an item of new service and the approval of the legislature shall be obtained in due course of time by an inclusion in the supplementary estimates for the year 2021 and 2022. Pending approval of the legislature, the expenditure may initially be met by drawal of advance from the contingency fund. The Commissioner of Social Defence is directed to calculate the actual amount required for the period up to next supplementary estimates and apply for sanction of the same as advance from the contingency fund to Finance BG1 Department directly in Form A appended to the Contingency Fund Rules 1963 along with a copy of this order. Orders for sanction advance from the contingency fund will be issued from the Finance BG1 Department. The Commissioner of Social Defence shall also send necessary draft explanatory notes for inclusion of this expenditure in the supplementary estimates for the year 2021 and 22 at the appropriate time without fail. 10. The grants sanctioned in para 8 above shall be debited under the following new head of account under demand 045-02. 2235 Social Security and Welfare -02 Social Welfare -102 Child Welfare States Expenditure KO Maintenance Grant to the children who lost parents due to COVID-19 309 Grants in Aid -03 Grants for specific schemes within bracket IFHRMS DPC 2235 02 102 KO 30903. Point number 11. The Commissioner of Social Defense is the estimating, reconciling and controlling authority of the above new head of account. The Pay and Accounts Officer or Treasury Officer concerned is directed to open the above new head of account in their book. 12. This order issues with the concurrence of Finance Department void its UO number 24180/finance BG2/2021 dated 11th June 2021 and ASL number 139 within bracket 139 by order of the Governor Shambhu Kalolikar, Principal Secretary to Government. 2. The Joint Secretary to Government and Treasurer, Finance CMPRF Department Chennai 9, the Commissioner of Social Defense Chennai 10, all the district collectors, all the district child protection officers through the Commissioner of Social Defense Chennai 10, the Pay and Accounts Officers Chennai 9, the Pay and Account Officers Chennai 1, the Accountant General Chennai 9, the Accountant General Chennai 18. Copy to the Honorable Chief Minister Office Chennai 9, the Special Personal Assistant to Honorable Minister, Social Welfare and Women Empowerment Chennai 9, the Special Personal Assistant Honorable Minister, Finance and Human Resource Management Chennai 9, the Private Secretary to Principal Secretary to Government, Social Welfare and Women Empowerment Department Chennai 9, the Finance CMPRF/SW/BG1/BG2 Department Chennai 9, the Resident Audit Officer Secretariat Chennai 9, the Social Welfare and Women Empowerment SW2 Department Chennai 9. Stock file/spare copies. Annexure to GOMS number 24, Social Welfare and Women Empowerment Department dated 11th June 2021. Operational guidelines for implementation of the relief scheme for COVID-19 affected children announced by the Honorable Chief Minister. Identification of children. 1. District level task force headed by district collector shall identify the families affected due to COVID-19 in their respective district and the children lost both or either of the parent. 2. The DCPO may utilize the data on details due to COVID-19 available with the health department and enumerate the children in such families. Number 3. The DCPO may also collect data from the birth and death registrars, VAOs and executive officer, town panchayat, municipal commissioner, corporation commissioner as the case may be. 4. The DCPO may also collect the data through the sources like print and electronic media after due verification. Number 5. The district task force shall ensure the veracity of the data through physical verification by visiting the families. 6. There are certain incidents where the parents died due to COVID-19 at their home itself. In such cases, they don't get a death certificate mentioning the cause of death, that is due to COVID-19. In such cases, the single surviving parent or guardian may apply for death certificate based on the medical records whatsoever available. Within bracket, diagnosis of the medical officer and prescription, RT-PCR test report, CT scan or X-ray, etc. to prove that COVID-19 is the cause of the death. Protection of children before the Child Welfare Committee. Children lost both the parents or either of their parents shall be considered as children in need of care and protection as per section 2 within bracket 14(6) of the Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act 2015 and produced before the Child Welfare Committee as mandated under section 31 of the said act for proper rehabilitation. Eligibility criteria. 1. Age. The age of the children who had lost both or single parent due to COVID-19 shall be below 18 years at the time of death of the parent. 2. Annual income. 1. In case of where the child has lost both the parents due to COVID-19, they shall benefit under the scheme irrespective of the annual income of the deceased parents. 2. In case of where the child has lost any one of the parents due to COVID-19 and the deceased is the only breadwinner, instead of seeking income certificate of the deceased, it shall be verified that his or her name is found in the list of approximately 60 lakh PPL families identified and maintained by Tamil Nadu Corporation for Women Development. 3. In case where the name of the parent is not found in the above said list, immediate steps shall be taken to ascertain whether such family is eligible for inclusion in the list for BPL families, and if eligible, action shall be taken by the district collector concerned to include the family in the BPL family database. 4. In case where both a single deceased parent are government or quasi-government or public sector undertaking servant, they are not eligible under this scheme. 3. Sanctioning authority. The Commissioner of Social Defence shall be the sanctioning authority. 4. The name of the financial institution where the relief amount will be deposited, the Tamil Nadu Power Finance Corporation Limited, Chennai. Sanction procedure. 1. The district collector shall send a proposal to the Commissioner of Social Defence CSD with specific recommendations along with the following necessary documents. A. Application in the prescribed proforma 1. B. Death certificate of the parent. At least either of the death certificate of the parent should indicate the cause of the death as COVID-19. C. Birth certificate, sole certificate of the children for age proof. Birth certificate or school certificate of the children for age proof. 2. The CSD, after careful examination of the eligibility criteria. A. In case of a child who had lost both parents, shall sanction a deposit of a sum of Rs 5 lakh in the name of the child with the Tamil Nadu Power Finance Corporation. B. The fixed deposit certificate shall be issued to the guardian or relative of the child through the DCPOs concerned. C. When the child completes the age of 18 years, the deposited amount with accrued interest will be paid to the beneficiary through ECS. D. In case of a child who had lost single parent, shall sanction and disperse a sum of Rs 3 lakhs in the name of the single surviving parent through ECS. 3. Maintenance grant. A child who had lost both parent and not willing to be accommodated in any registered child care institutions or government hostels and it's living with its relative or caretaker shall be given a maintenance grant of Rs 3,000 per month till the child completes 18 years of age through ECS by opening a separate savings bank account in the name of the child and the guardian. School education of the children. 1. The child will be allowed to continue in the same school where the child studied, that is government school or government aided private school. 2. In case the child is studying in a private school, he may be allowed to continue his studies in same school. The school fees as per the RTA norms will be given from the PM CARES state government. 3. The expenditure on uniform, textbooks and notebooks will also be given from the PM CARES state government. PM CARES or state government. Higher education of the children. 1. The state government will bear all the education costs at up to undergraduate level, that is tuition fees, course fees, textbooks, etc. and hostel fees. 2. If the child is not interested in availing free education offered by the state government, the child will be assisted in obtaining education loan for pursuing undergraduate UG courses as per the existing education loan forms. The interest on the education loan will be paid through PM CARES or state government. Residential facility to children. 1. If the child requiring accommodation facility shall be admitted in government-run hostels on priority basis. 2. Children found to be in need of care and protection shall be admitted in registered child care institution through child welfare committees as per the provisions of the Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act 2015. Monitoring and follow-up mechanism. Monitoring committee. The district level committee with the following composition may be constituted under chairmanship of the district collector to monitor the implementation of this scheme. 1. District collector chairman. 2. District child protection officer member secretary. 3. Chief educational officer member. 4. District social welfare officer member. 5. A chairperson or any member of the CWC concerned member. 6. A representative from an active NGO running a childcare institution to be nominated by the district collector. Member. Role and responsibilities of the committee. 1. The district level committee shall monitor the disbursement of relief to the children under the scheme. Number 2. The committee shall ensure that the selection of the beneficiaries under the scheme as per the guidelines prescribed by the government. Number 3. The committee shall take speedy steps to get necessary certificates prescribed to get the relief. 4. The committee shall ensure that the child or single parent get the relief and other assistance of government in time. 5. The committee shall ensure whether the child pursue his studies without any hindrance and to avoid dropout from the school through probation officer or protection officer, non-institutional care of DCPU. It should be ensured by a follow-up action done either by visiting to the family or school once in 2 months. 6. The committee shall ensure that the monthly maintenance grant of Rs 3,000 per month provided to the children who lost the parent is utilized specifically for education and development of the child. 7. The committee shall take action to ensure that the child gets his legal share of movable and immovable assets pertaining to the child in future after the child completes 18 years. 8. The committee shall ensure the protection of the children, all rights of the children who have lost both the parents and lives with the guardian and relatives. For this purpose, it may utilize the services of child protection of committees constituted at village, town panchayat, municipal and municipal corporation levels. 9. The committee shall ensure that the children get the above financial benefits and other government schemes meant for the education and development. 10. The DCPU shall develop and maintain a 10. The DCPU shall develop and maintain a individual care plan for every child benefited under this scheme. Supervision and monitoring of beneficiaries. 1. The Commissioner of Social Defence shall constitute a district level team under the head of probation officer of the Social Defence Department comprising of protection officer, non-institutional care, legal probation officer, social worker and outreach worker from the district child protection unit. 2. The probation officer who is responsible for probation supervision of children under the juvenile justice system shall guide the other officers involved in the task. 3. The probation officer, protection officer NIC, legal probation officer are primarily responsible for supervision of children, and the children placed under each of such officer shall not exceed 30 children. 4. If the number of children in the district exceeds 90, within bracket, children lost both or any one of the parent, the social workers, outreach workers of the DCPU and volunteers of the parent, the social workers, outreach workers of the DCPU and volunteers enlisted by the DCPU, district administration shall be entrusted for supervision of children. However, the number of children attached with an official shall not exceed 30. Point number 4, repeat again. If the number of children in the district exceeds 90, within bracket, children lost both or any one of the parent, the social workers, outreach workers of the DCPU and volunteers enlisted by the DCPU, district administration shall entrusted for supervision of the children. However, the number of children attached with an official shall not exceed 30. Point number 5. The officers with whom children are attached shall submit a report, pro forma 2, to the chairperson of the district task force once in 2 months on the status of education and health and the care of protection of child by visiting the school or family or neighborhood. 6. The children will be under the supervision of the officials till they attain 18 years of age. 7. In cases where the children are dropped out from school or suffering without proper care or protection, they shall be produced before the Child Welfare Committee for appropriate intervention. 8. The district task force shall monitor and oversee the functioning of the district team constituted for supervision of children by reviewing once in 3 months. State level committee. The overall implementation of the welfare measures for children who had lost both the parents and either of their parent due to COVID-19 shall be reviewed by the state level committees already constituted by GOD number 87 Social Welfare and Nutritious Meal Program Department, dated 5th June 2021. Signed, Principal Secretary to Government. Proforma 1. Application form. 1. Name of the applicant. 2. Age of the applicant. 3. Address of the applicant. 4. Occupation of the applicant. 5. Applicant's relationship with the child. 6. Details of family members of the applicant if the applicant is not parent of the child. Serial number, name, relationship with the applicant, age, education, occupation, annual income. 7. State whether the child is residing with the applicant or in CCI. If so, mention the details of CCI. 8. Name of the child. 6. Age and date of birth. Enclose proof of age. 9. Details of family members of the child. Serial number, name, relationship with the child, age, education, occupation, annual income. 10. Details of death of parent due to COVID-19. Enclose the death certificate. Father, mother, both, please tick appropriately. Number 11. Name of the school or institution and address where the child is studying. 12. Standard or course in which the child is studying. Declaration. I declare that the details furnished above are true and correct to the best of my knowledge. Place, date, signature of the applicant. For office use only, I certify that the details furnished above are verified by me and found correct to the best of my knowledge. Place, date, authorized signatory, name and designation. Next, Proforma 2. Supervision report of children. 1. Name of the officer. 2. Date of supervision. 3. Name of the child. 6. Age. 3A. Nature of the benefit provided by the government, rupees 5 lakhs or 3 lakhs or 3,000 per month or any other. 4. Address of the child. 5. Name of the school, education institution where the child is studying. 6. Education status of the child. 7. Health status of the child. 8. Family status of the child. 9. Neighborhood opinion of the child family. 10. Observation of the supervising officer about the child and his or her well-being in the family. 11. Any specific initiatives, interventions to be taken up for the child and follow-up.
சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க, லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, கமெண்ட் பண்ணுங்க.